Hello to all my bonsai friends on YouTube. This is Lee with Lee's Trees, and we're going to be repotting this Sekka Hinoki cypress here. And just going to give it a quick little spin. And again, this area here will be our front. And I've already taken a moment off camera to clean up the pot a little bit. It was looking a little dusty and grimy, so we gave that a quick little clean up. And let's get started. So I haven't yet mentioned, because I'm very new at doing YouTube videos, but I only have a Galaxy style cell phone to film with, so I don't have an actual camera. So I'm going to have to do these basically in one take. And if you watched the little minute plus version of this one where I introduced you to this tree or first showed it, that actually took me 3 tries to get that one down. Oops, okay. Oh wow. Yes, it was definitely needing to be repotted. And as I had mentioned, it was having, sometimes it would drain good and sometimes it wouldn't. So obviously we can see by all those roots there that it was definitely ready for a repot. Okay, there we go. Ah. All right. There's one drainage screen. Oh, and there's our other drainage screen. There's back on camera here. I don't know, I might want to go ahead and close up this other couple of snaps here. And gently. So don't tell me. Ooh. Alright. I guess we could go ahead and get rid of our moss here. And we'll set that all off to one side so it doesn't get too mixed in. I'm going to have to get a wire brush or something here. I don't know if I really want to use that. Let me see. Get my arm out of the way there. Let's grab our toothbrush here. And get some of that moss out of them crags there. One of the things with those interesting nabaris is that moss gets up in there. You got to get that cleaned out every so often. See, I could see some way up in there. All right. Boy, are these some tight roots. It's going to take me a few minutes to get this worked out there. There we go. One little area loosened up. Oh, worm. I guess that's a good thing. If the worm was in there, then it must be healthy. I'm not... So this is my very first time ever trying to repot a Sekka. It's my only Sekka, so... Like everything else, you just take it one piece at a time. Okay. All right, so we got a little progress there. Oh, come on, worm. Come on, worm. There you go. And it may not be the other half of the first one. Yeeks. Oh, you'll also notice, and I've got two different filming locations. I've got a nice area set up to do some of my shorter videos with a really nice backdrop, and then I've got my indoor working area, or basically the dining room, One of the nice things about being single person, you don't have anybody to yell at you if you make a mess. Ooh. Let's see. How's the camera angle looking? Trying to be more gentle with the roots, but I guess with this I'm just going to have to get tough with it. I'm just not sure. You know, I know they say in cypresses the strength is in the foliage, and in pines the strength is in the roots. But no one's said anything about cypresses. Hinokis, bald, whichever. So all I can do is hope I'm not doing too much damage to the roots here. Of course, the wonderful Nigel Saunders, I'm sure many of you watch him and see how he does his roots and wonder how his trees make it, and yet they do, so that gives all of us more hope in getting in here. More hope and courage. Yeah. You know, this one is not too terribly sharp. Can't remember where I purchased it from. So I originally purchased this tree in December of 23, and this is end of March 25. So, all right. Let's see. Take a break from the roots for a quick second and get in there and scrub some of that down. Let's see, how's our camera doing? Looking good, I hope. And I truly don't really intend to truly bare root this to take it all the way down, because that is just too matted. But I've got it spread out some, and we'll do some root pruning here in a few moments. But at least we've got room for it to then grow in. However, I was wanting to put it back in that same pot to keep it a nice smaller pot, but I think I need to go one bigger. And luckily enough, because I love the look of that pot the way it is with that tree, I actually have this exact same pot in just the next size bigger. All right. So, let me give that a quick spritz, and I'm going to set that right there for a moment, get my arm out of the way. And real quick, we're going to go get our big pot, or our next size larger pot, so let me pause this. And we are back. Okay. So, I don't believe I would really need to wire it in. I think I can achieve it without having to wire the tree in, so. Tree down here. So do we have one side? Okay, so I see a sort of a scratch. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a scratch there and a little dimple there. So even with these mass manufactured pots, they'll have a little sign. So that's our best side right there. All right. And we'll take a piece of this steel wire here. Don't want to get that mixed in with my dirt. Set that over. Okay. I think this is aluminum. It's just not anodized. Trying to do the little L shape, butterfly, whatever you want to call it. I need more wire. Let's try this. Let's try again. But first you don't succeed, try again. Right? There we go. Now we got enough of a leg there that'll poke through and bend. And this one, yeah. Well, hope everyone's getting a good laugh out of this. I know I'm sort of laughing at myself a little bit. Having such a hard time just bending a piece of wire. Come on, Lee. All right. Those two pieces of wire out of the way in case we do need them later on. See, wasn't that easy? I know there is a simpler way, but Why make things easy on yourself? All right. All right, yep, I got our front there. Ooh, careful. And back to our roots for a minute or two. Okay. And I got my little scissors here. Give a little haircut there to start with. All right, should still be recording. I'm mostly just trying to get these teased out so that when we put it in our new pot, our new soil, they can start growing out and spreading out the way we want them to. And I know in one video, I don't know when this one will come out to a video I made a day or two ago, but this sometimes, depending, I don't mind reusing the soil, but this has just got way too much actual like dirt, not as much gravel, and or larger particle size materials, like we like for the bonsai. So, okay. All right. I'll just do a little bit of fine pruning here. That one's got sort of a weird little kink to it, but it's on the back side of the tree, so I don't really mind too much. I really like this little hollow here, but it doesn't show our little bit of a curve and bend that we have with our Nabari. But if we do shove our little curve, then we got our other little roots here, and it gives that almost like it's walking look to it. So. All right, getting close. I just keep feeling there's a root down here. Is basic, real stiff, just going straight down. All these odd ones here. Okay. All right, one more little haircut here. We're gonna call that good. Okay. I don't know, let's see, with our little pot, I think if I was to give that a little bit more of a haircut, we could still keep our little pot here. Let's see, does this have one side better than the other? Okay, that's got a messed up looking foot to it. That side looks better. think we will keep a little pot here. Alright. Let me let's see, maybe just give that a little bit more of a haircut there. That's looking better. Okay, so now we need to wire our mesh in our little pot here. So, alright. Let me pause this again. So I keep a little box in my back room where I put old wire that I've taken off. Sometimes, especially longer pieces with the aluminum wire, I'll straighten them out and reuse them. And depending on some of the shorter pieces, I'll use just for this purpose here. And I was looking for a shorter piece, but any of the ones that I wanted were too big of a diameter to really be useful for this. And so for this, since we went through all the trouble of making the other one really nice and pretty, this one we're just going to do real simple. So we're just going to do the basic staple here. Let's see. Push it through. And push it over. An extra bag of soil sitting off to the side there in case I would need it. Just happened to fall over. That's the noise you just heard there. Come on. Where's my... There we go. We don't quite need that much. I always like to try to catch those little pieces and set them off to the side. Like I said, this old soil has got so much actual dirt and so little actual rock in it. I'm probably just going to throw that out in my yard. I won't be reusing that for anything. Alright, that's fine right there. Okay. And again, that's my messed up foot. So that's this part I want for the front. Alright. Let me take a quick moment before we get started and get too far. Set that off to the side there. Oops, too far. Oops. And then I go and mix all my little pieces of metal into my dirt. Look at that. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. Get your arm out of the camera, Lee. All right. And come back here. Again, this is the mix from We Are the Bones I Supply, or the Bones I Supply. And I am not sponsored or anything. I just really like their soil mix. All right. I'm going to put a little bit more of a lean in it, and I don't mind it sitting up. So actually, I kind of like that right there. Give it just a tiny bit of a wiggle to sit it down. go. That's our little bit of an angle right there. So I'll make sure we get up underneath right there and get that chopstick in. And how's our camera angle doing? Looks like we're doing okay. We could maybe wiggle a tiny bit. There we go. So that's what we're looking at right there. All right, we'll have to add a little bit more over there here in a few moments. So now we're going to use our sharp point, and we're going to do our little curly-Q wiggle here to make sure we get that mixed in good. Make sure we get that between all them roots. It is a little bit wiggly. I might end up putting a rock or two on it. Of course, I'll put it in my greenhouse for at least a week or 2 or 2 weeks. Keep it protected. Feels pretty good. Like I say, we'll give it a few weeks. We'll also keep an eye on the weather with the wind patterns, and if it looks like we got heavy winds coming up, we'll put it back in the greenhouse over, or put it in a protected area here over the next couple months. Give it just a little. There we go. All right, let's get our... We want to leave us a little bit of a lip here so any water won't just flow off. It'll stop at the lip of the bonsai container of our bonsai pot there and soak in and run down. All right. So, one more letter. I tell you what, let's pause this one more time. All right, we are back in our back bedroom area, our more professional photography area here with our Hinoki cypress. And I'll be taking it outside to give it a good watering, of course, since we just did our repotting. But I want to give it another little spin here. And I'm really glad I was able to keep it in the same pot because I think the pot size is just right for it at this particular stage of growth. And, here in a few months, depending, we'll probably be trimming up. We can get some of the roots out of the foliage there and maybe be trimming up some of the foliage. When I got this a little over a year ago, it was not this thick, and this thing has really grown surprisingly fast. I was told it was supposed to be a slow grower, but it has really just filled in like crazy. Anyway, so that's our Sekka Hinoki. I hope you enjoy. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.